All right, everyone, thank you all so much for joining us for that amazing run of Shadow of the Colossus. Tic Tac won by just a little bit, and we are so proud of both of them for the run. And thank you to everyone who donated to the Pet the Horse incentive. I know that Agro loved getting those good pets, and all of that money is going to a really great cause. I'm going to go ahead and turn you all over to CJ It's All Good as your host for the evening, taking over from here. So take it away.
Finally, CJ It's All Good has come back to SDAT! What is up, everybody? I am glad to be here, and I am back with a brand new, it's new to you, so it's brand new condenser mic. I sound great, but I look ridiculous. Thank you, everybody, so much for all the donations. I have a couple things I gotta take care of, got a little business to take care of. Some house to clean. Whoop whoop! I'm blowing out the mic. Why you blow out the mic? Alrighty, first things first. I have some bad news, but I have some great news, everybody. So, I'm gonna lead with the vegetables first. The bad news is that there will unfortunately be no Minish Cap run this evening. Due to unforeseen circumstances, the Minish Cap run will not be taking place. However, we will still have a run there. The bid war that you all have generously donated to, the file name, will remain active. But I'm very excited to tell you about the replacement run that we have today. He is a runner who performed not only at ICA-Aid, but at the original SpeedDocsAthon 2020, and did another run at Launch Party 21. He is the body of water that encompasses all of our hearts. It is Lake. Lake OOT will be stepping in as a last-minute favor to the SpeedDocs gang to do where he is going to do all dungeons. That is an all dungeons run. Do not let the intermission lie to you. That is my fault, by the way. Is that CJ It's All Good on the mic? Why you yell at the mic? It's indeed me on my brand new to you condenser mic AT2035. Thanks to everybody who donated so much money for the Pet the Horse incentive. We are $25 away from $500. I believe mods can post links. However, that link is Borky. Borky Kavorky. Moosh. Surely, that's just strike one a Rooney on the posting links in the chat, dog. And we are getting ready to kick off the start of that Zelda block. We have coming at you back to back to back, non-stop Zelda action, hitherto undreamt of. I'm going to be here for you in this time of love and Zelda and the Boosh for 66.67%. That's a statistically significant amount of time. I'm going to be here for the next 2 runs. I'm going to be here. I'm going to be your MC, your master of ceremonies for Link's Awakening Glitchless. And I'm going to be here for Ocarina of Time. Then I'm going to turn it over to my better half, CC Neverender, my better creative partner half, lest anyone get any shipping ideas. So, everybody, get comfy, get your snacks. Everyone get your snacks, get your drinks. It's Friday night, Margaritaville somewhere. Sorry, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. Get your drinks, get your snacks. We're going to take a quick pause for the cause, pay the bills. Hear from our wonderful sponsor, Save the Children, who you're going to hear a lot about this weekend. When we come back, we'll be live with The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening 2019, Glitchless by Glan. Stay tuned.
बहुत अच्छा लगता कि मेरी बेटी पहले से कमज़ोर थी, अभी नॉर्मल में वो ये खेलती है, बोलती है, चलती है।
وين تمرتا وين تمرق مرارة بلوا إقاجي داون
والعظم يعني إيست الناس كامل يعني يقولوا لي مش تعيش البين يزنوا يعملوا كل شيء الحمد لله.
All right, everyone. We're back for The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening 2019 for the Nintendo Switch. I am still your host, CJ. It's all good. I'm going to turn it over to the runner. He can introduce himself, his commentator, and the game. And you just let me know when you want me to interrupt you, but I got lots of fun things to say.
All right, what's up, everyone? I'm Glan. I'm going to be running Link's Awakening, 20% glitchless. This is a category that's mainly about movement tech. It has kind of like only one really big trick, so it's very technical and everything. Probably just get into it without too much preamble. Joined for commentary by TGH.
Yo, what's going on, everyone?
Probably I'll let him do most of the. It takes a lot of focus to play this game, but I'm pretty much ready whenever.
All right, cool. So you're counting down, right?
Yeah, I'll count down. We ready?
Okay, cool.
Ready for a countdown or?
Yeah, go ahead. Whenever you're
All
ready.
right.
All right, let's go.
3, 2, 1, go.
Okay, so a little bit about this game. So this is for the Nintendo Switch. The original game, well, the original game was made and released in 1993. That was in black and white, the original Game Boy. 5 years later, 1998, a version in color was released that, you know, it was... it had the addition of, well, color, first and foremost, as well as an extra dungeon called the Color Dungeon, which is also fitting, I suppose. And so fast forward to 21. My math is right? Yeah, 21 years later, 2019. This was released in, I believe, October. Yes, October of 2021. And I believe, sorry. Turns out my math was not correct. In 2019, it was released. So yeah, this game is extremely faithful to the original game. However, the speedrun could not be more different. And this is the Glitchful Speed Run, which is basically, as Glan said, it has one major trick in it in Dungeon 4. However, most of the entire rest of the run is entirely microtech, meaning just like saving frames when you can, where you can. It's almost entirely movement and menuing. So we just got the sword, and we're going to head up towards the forest immediately to go get the tail key, which is the key that lets us unlock Dungeon 1.
Yep.
So first, we need to get the magic powder. To do that, we're going to grab a mushroom and then bring it to the witch. There's pretty much nothing going on here in the early going until we get back to Mabe Village, which is the town you start in. Where we're going to reach the actual hardest part of the run. But until then, we do have time for a few donations.
The
if we have
actual
them.
hardest part.
So, no donations yet. I'm just going to take this opportunity to remind everyone that we are raising money for Save the Children. They have their Create campaign going on, so we are contributing to that. I just want to give everyone a brief update on that really quick. They have raised $42,686 for that campaign. Their goal was $50,000, so hopefully we can help put them over the top this weekend and the next. So that is what I have for you right now. Hopefully we get some more donations in.
Yeah, really good cause, folks. Really good cause. So yeah, we just got the mushroom, and we're gonna head up to, up and over to the east. To visit the witch. But first, we're going to grab these rupees here. 50 rupees allow us to actually start the hardest part of the run.
Oh, I didn't have to kill any of those keys. That's incredibly rare.
It really is. Yeah, those keys are generally nuisances, but not this time.
There's a lot of enemy RNG to deal with, but they get in your way. Kind of annoying.
Yeah, they can be, the moblins, especially the blue enemies, can be manipulated, but only to a degree. But they are still generally pretty annoying to deal with. Here we go, we trade the mushroom to the witch, and we get the magic powder. And there's a little torch there to the right that you can test it with. As well.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot to do it. Oh, whoops.
What is this guy doing?
Buzz Blob trouble. Yeah, that Buzz Blob is a good example of an enemy that can get in the way.
Don't get that hard. Something people have probably noticed by now is that I'm playing in German.
Oh, I didn't mention that.
Yeah. It's the fastest language to run on for every category of this game. It's the fewest text boxes, and the game has input text. And the biggest time save with German is like the white splash screens after each dungeon. Have one text box instead of two in English. Which saves like 4 seconds per dungeon.
That saves more than that, I think.
More?
So yeah, it saves more like 5 or 6, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, it fades in really, or it fades in and out really slowly, even if you mash it.
I like timed it one.
I'm just going by what it feels. It feels like 5 or 6 seconds. It's definitely a time save though to use German. All right, so there is a bit of a trait sequence going on in this run, which you only need to complete part of. we only need to do up to trading for the bananas in order to give to Kiki the monkey to unlock the way to Candlelight Castle later in the game and fulfill Richard's desires, so to speak. But anyway, we're going to do the trendy game to get the first part of this trade sequence going. This Yoshi doll is notoriously jank, and we'll see if
It's the whole trendy
Lane
game.
gets this first try. It looks good. It looks good, and bingo. Nice. Nicely done. I'm not even joking when I say that's legitimately like one of the hardest parts of the run because it is needlessly precise to get that Yoshi first try.
And you gotta make sure you don't play the game again by accident. But
Yep.
I've done that a lot.
All right, so now we go up and trade the Yoshi doll for the ribbon, and we're gonna give the ribbon to a dog. I'm not kidding.
Yes, a dog. Very
Quote,
clearly a
unquote.
dog.
Yeah, one thing you'll notice about this game the more we play is that there are a ton of inside Nintendo references. This being one of them. Well, actually, you can't even really call this a reference, can you? Because Chain Chomps were in Link to the Past.
Yeah.
Well, in
It's
one room.
Mostly
in Link to the Past.
Mario, but there's a couple other things.
Yeah, like we see Kirby in D7. Actually, we don't
Well,
see Kirby in this
the
run.
urchins on the beach are from Kirby Street.
Oh, that's true. That's true, yeah.
It's like literally the exact same graphic on the game.
Alright, so now that we have everything we need, later on, after Dungeon 1, we're going to trade the dog food that we got for the bananas on the beach. But first, we're going to do D1. It's a little faster to do D1 first. So, some interesting routing in Dungeon 1. A little bit of interesting routing. So, immediately to the west of the entrance, there's a room where you can get a key that drops down. However, because of the way dialogue boxes work in the game, or like it'll give you extra dialogue if you get that key first.
Yeah,
Normally, it just lands down, and like keys that drop down from the ceiling will land, and Link will just collect them and move on. But if it's the first key that you collect in the entire game, you'll have extra dialogue that goes with it. So we get this other key first, and then we go get the Rox Feather. Yeah, and that key in the chest has dialogue regardless, so... A little bit of the troll gel there.
Oh, I missed the strat.
Oh yeah, that strat is hard. The strat is, like, sneaky hard.
Mm-hmm. It's just, like, unintuitive, kind of.
Alright, so, we are approaching the Rox Feather Chest, which is going to allow Link to jump. Imagine Link jumping in a Zelda game, right? Or, you know, at least a 2D Zelda game.
Yeah. That's it. That there's the first time we do an auto-save load, by the way. After, like, a lot of things in the game auto-saves. That includes opening any chest, or, like, opening a lot of doors, or killing bosses. And we can load the autosave to go back to the entrance of the dungeon really quickly. Gets used a lot. Almost every dungeon.
I think every dungeon except for, like...
E2 doesn't. In Glitchless.
Correct, yeah. I was gonna say D7, but we split D7, and same with D4. Yeah, so we do split 2 dungeons in this run for reasons that we'll go over later, I suppose. But now we have the Nightmare Key, which is basically just the boss key.
It's actually
the boss
called
in
the
this
big
game are
key in
called
German,
nightmares.
not the nightmare.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's weird. I wonder why that wasn't translated. Alright, here we have Rolling Bones.
He's being trolled.
Oh, yeah. Okay. It was well handled, though. Yeah, every mini boss drops a fairy. That one was probably pretty smart to collect because Moldorm does do a full heart of damage, and Moldorm can be Control Dorm.
Also, he looks like a hamburger.
He is a burger, yeah.
Sesame seed.
The worst burger I've ever seen in my life.
Tomato tail.
Oh, that was a good Moldorm.
Probably the boss that like you're most likely to die to out of the whole run.
Yeah, just 2 spin slashes, then he's dead. We collect these heart containers. Do you collect 2 or 3 heart containers?
I do 3.
Okay. Yeah, so you actually, so in contrast to the original and LADX, or Link's Awakening DX, you are not forced to collect heart containers after boss deaths. So you can just go if you want to. So there's a little bit of a risk-reward factor as far as heart container collection goes, which I actually like quite a bit.
Containers are about like 5 seconds to pick up, depending where you are in the room.
But yeah, you notice there the white splash screen that that told Glan where to go next. That was basically saying to go to the swamp. But yeah, you have 2 of those texts in a language like English, or 2 of those like splash screens, whereas in German you only have 1.
There's a lot of other places with fewer text boxes. Like, I'm gonna be going to Sale here to trade the dog food. In English, this is 4 text boxes, but in German, 2. For some reason. But text boxes are pretty fast, so these ones don't really matter all that much.
Yep. So this is the last time we'll be going out of our way to complete a trade sequence. Well, trade. Because the last thing we need to trade for is well, we get the stick from Kiki, but we don't actually end up ever using the stick. We only need to give the bananas to Kiki to have him build the bridge across the Candlelight Castle. And the reason that we only need to complete the trade sequence for that is because we actually alright, so let me back up a little bit here. Okay. So the egg path at the end of this run is supposed to be a random path that you find out by completing the trade sequence completely, going to the library and reading a book with the last item you get in the trade sequence called the Magnifying Lens, and because the text is so small you can't read it otherwise, and it's supposed to tell you the way to get through the egg. However, so before this run, actually probably a long time ago, if I had to guess,
Yeah,
Glan
like several months ago.
Yeah, Glan did RNG manipulation. We're not kidding. This manipulation lasted several months just for this run. Not kidding, didn't actually, but yeah. So by the way, we're rescuing Bow Wow now. We're just killing these moblins and stuff. I'll continue that explanation later, actually, because there's an interesting tech here. We're going to try and quick kill this moblin. So an interesting thing about spin slashes... Oh, that was really good RNG. Wow.
Yeah,
That's a
no
super quick
spears.
charge. Yeah. So, interesting thing about spin slashes from Link. So if Link is standing at about 3 o'clock in relation to an enemy and holding a sword upwards, so in other words, if an enemy is standing to the left of Link's outstretched sword when he's charging a spin slash, you can actually hit the enemy to Link's left twice. and that's exactly what happened there. To get 2 spin slashes right off the bat, and then with 3 really well precise timed slashes to stun lock the Moblin King, he was able to get a nice quick kill. So
It should be mentioned that even though Bow Wow is a dog, he's not a good boy.
I mean, he's very rarely a good boy.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes he is. Pretty rare.
Yeah, we actually skip Bow Wow in categories other than Glitchless, but in Glitchless we do need to get Bow Wow to unlock Dungeon 2. So there are
he's
some
being a bad
flowers. Oh boy. Yeah, there are some flowers outside Dungeon 2. Yep, just going around. That's fine. That only Bow Wow can eat actually until you get, I think, like the hook shot or something.
You can kill him when you have the hook shot by stunning him.
Yeah. But unfortunately, the hook shot's all the way in Dungeon 5, so we need Bow Wow to open D2. Alright, so I'll continue that explanation now about the RNG manipulation. So, as it turns out, the way the game determines the egg path that is given to you, since it's different every single run, or it's supposed to be different every single run, the way it determines it is by... Oh, that was actually interesting. That gave me an idea for a strat. The peg thing. But, stop distracting me, Glenn. Yeah, so the way the game determines it is it's when you start your file, or it's when you start the game, rather.
Yeah, when you make a new file.
Yeah. Relative to switch power on. And it goes by seconds. So it's essentially a 60 frame window to get whatever seed you want, as long as you know which seed you want and which second value it corresponds to. So Glan has manipulated for the fastest possible, I believe, fastest possible seed in the egg. And that's just an added bonus. But the real benefit is that we know exactly which way to go in the egg without having to complete the trait sequence. We have Hinox. Hinox can get
That's a lot harder than it looks.
Yeah.
To kill it without it grabbing you.
Yeah, that's pretty slick.
Only 2 boos in the entire game.
Yep, those boo buddies can just be beaten by lighting 1 torch and slashing them. That is all we need to do. So for this upcoming room, we're gonna have 3 enemies. We're gonna have 3 enemies. You need to kill each of them in a certain order. Trust me, that is hinted at in game, but we just don't get the hint in game. So you need to kill the Pulse Voice. Ooh. You need to kill the Pulse Voice first, and then the Keese on the right side, and then the Hooded Stalfos.
Yeah, one of the amazing Link's Awakening puzzles that you just have to read the answer to. Amazing gameplay.
Yeah, that room can be super annoying. We have the boss key now, or the Nightmare Key, depending on which language you play in. And we have more Pulse Voices. Oh, that dodge! Sorry, I'm on a little bit of a delay on the RTMP, but
that's okay.
Yeah, that Pulse Voice dodged the heck out of you.
Jukes.
Alright, so we have the most exciting boss in the game coming up. So if we have donations, you can read them during this boss.
You got it. Just a silly looking boss. All right, yeah, real quick, we have a $2 donation from Crunchy Brown. It says, It's SDAT 2021, yeah! And we have a $5 donation from Anders QT. It says, hey, chat, did you know that Glan is my friend? Good luck, Glan. Hope the shop guy doesn't get you. Would hate to see a game over.
Yeah, I don't know. I might have some difficulty avoiding that death. It's a pretty hard section.
That sounds like a good friend to me. Just want to let everyone know we are $18 away from $500. Let's get over this hump, okay? You know, let's get over this hump. You know, we've been here for a little while. Let's get over the $500 hump. You can do it. I believe in you.
Go. So when I said this boss was exciting, I lied. It's not. It's not exciting at all. So it has 2 phases. The first phase has 3 cycles, which you need to avoid the fireballs, go up and hit the jar, throw it against the wall, rinse, repeat 3 times. It's really simple. It's really easy. It's not a good fight.
It's basically an auto-scroller.
Yeah. This section, however, is interesting. At least a little bit more interesting, because yeah, and that was a nice fight too, or nice second phase. Yeah. So the genie that's closer, the genie that's farther away from Link is actually the real genie. So you need to watch out for that. And you can kind of tell by the sound, like when it's gonna materialize as well, like when the sound fades out.
It is random though.
Yeah, it is random. Like that fight is not like on top of being incredibly boring for the first phase. The second phase is RNG.
Yeah.
So, it's a great boss, great speedrunning boss.
For some reason, you just like stop moving. Run. I don't think anybody understands why. It's only in this dungeon.
Needs to load, I guess.
Oh, I missed the thing.
Alright, so before we continue on back to Mabe Village, we're going to pick up this rock here, or pick up that rock that he probably picked up a few seconds ago, and unlock the Dompe warp. By the way, Dompe's in this game. I hope y'all said hi to Dompe. Dompe ruins this 100% too.
Yeah, it's awful.
Shout out Stalker next time.
Yeah.
Which actually is following this run. So, but Dompe, I don't believe Dompe is in the run that it's being done. But still, shout out Stalker next time. All right. So first off, we're gonna return Bow Wow and thank Bow Wow for being a massively bad boy in front of D2. And then we're gonna go be a good Samaritan and steal from the shop.
Yeah. I mean, he's gouging. His prices are way too high. Except for the bombs, which for some reason cost 1 each. But a shovel costs 200. I don't really understand the economy of honestly.
I mean, supply and demand, I guess.
Alright, so I just walked out with the shovel.
Yep. However, as punishment, we need to face the wrath of the shopkeeper. Yeah, he just straight up killed.
Can't believe I died.
Yeah.
So early in the run, too.
It's a shame. That's a huge time loss. But anyway. So, yeah, so this is actually, this is how faithful the remake is. You can steal in the original as well. It's done a little bit differently in the original, but you can steal, and they kept that feature over, thankfully, because that bow is still 980 rupees, and the shovel is still 200, so...
And you still will get renamed to Thief for the entire rest of the game.
Oh, CJ, it was not a joke. I don't joke around. I don't joke at all.
You're very serious speedrunner.
Yeah. All right, here we go. We're about to get 5 golden leaves in a castle to appease a another person who gives you the key, or gives you access rather to the key to Dungeon 3. I don't know why Richard wants you to do this. I guess so that he can live vicariously through you, and relive his old days that may or may not have actually happened.
Mm-hmm. Do you think Kiki shares the bananas with the other monkey? He didn't actually do any work.
I don't know. Well, you only gave him 2 bananas, and he's got to divide that between 5 monkeys. If I were him, I would just take the bananas.
Yeah.
I would just take both of them.
I don't know what was in it for the other monkeys then.
And now you're understanding what communism is.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I feel like the economy is just totally screwed on Kahalan Island in general.
Yeah.
Like, you have the shopkeeper selling the bow for an extortionate amount of money. You have monkeys fending for themselves or whatever. I don't know what's going on. But anyway, we have access to a castle now that for whatever reason is just in the middle of this island.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's the first golden leaf. So you see that Glan shot something called a bomb arrow, actually. That's not even the first bomb arrow he's fired. Earlier, in order to break the skull leading up to this point, he fired a bomb arrow. It's just quicker than dropping a bomb. You can do the same thing with just the bomb. Nice piece of power drop.
Yeah. The piece of power is actually manipulated for. They drop after a certain number of kills. And manipulate to get 2 of them in specific spots to speed up certain sections. This was the first one. That means it's like the entire first half of this run, I'm keeping track of how many enemies. Okay, I thought that was too early.
Yeah, that's a really neat strat there. That's actually more precise than it probably looks. You gotta fire a bomb arrow right at the top edge of that brazier. Or fire 2 of them, rather. And 2 of them together kill that soldier, Dark Nut, not soldier. Alright, so here's why Glan got Piece of Power, because this ball and chain boss, it can be a bully, and he's normally 10 hits, but with Piece of Power he's 5. So that's super quick fight.
It also increases your movement speed throughout the whole castle, so more than makes up the time it takes to get up.
Yep, so there's the final golden leaf, and we are going to be on our way back to Richard.
Just a long little walk here. Probably. Although I would like to see people post some frog emote in chat when I enter the house.
You heard them, folks. Get those frogs in the chat. We do not have any donations, but we are $18 away from beating the $500 threshold. We have time. Another hour and a half to go. We got time. I'm looking at you, chat. And real quick, I just want to let everyone know we are $56 away from getting a bonus Harry Potter run tomorrow. So y'all have been great so far. You're already eating into tomorrow's incentives. We can zerg that incentive right now, finish that off, get a bonus Harry Potter any percent run tomorrow.
Sweet. I was listening for the sound that Richard made, and he didn't make the good one. Alright, so yeah, getting those golden leaves basically just gets us access to this pothole field where we can dig up the Dungeon 3 key and then immediately go over and unlock it.
Do a bunch of lawn mowing.
Yep, so it is actually faster, by the way, to either jump over grass or slash it rather than walking through it. So you'll see Glan doing movement optimization by jumping and slashing grass in front of him.
Yeah, it's really slow to walk through grass. It's like half speed or something.
With the jump slash, you can cut as many as 3 tiles of grass in front of you, which is nice. The less jumps you do, the better, because every jump spends 4 frames. Because when you land in this game, when you jump and land in this game, you actually stop for 4 frames. Alright, so Dungeon 3 is actually one of the hardest dungeons in the run to, like, have a solid time in.
Oh. Okay. Under.
That was actually not bad, considering that bomb went, like, away from you at first. So yeah, we get introduced to the infamous Dodongo Snakes in Dungeon 3, which are coming up, and they're quite slow to fight, but the fight is pretty nuanced in such a way where it can be fun to actually deal with them. If I dare say so, it can be. It doesn't mean it will be, but it can be. There's some tech to make it faster.
Oh. What the?
Yeah, blowing up that wall actually really helps with just the bomb, like on the first way through, because we're about to go through there later. It also saves an arrow. Actually, that's the main benefit of that strat, is it saves an arrow. Because arrows are quite a precious resource in this run.
Yeah, the arrow is pretty cheap.
Yeah.
I lost it.
Yeah, so these Dodongo Snakes can move. So basically, you place a bomb in their mouth immediately, and that's pretty easy, like at first. And then they can move. They move 4 times with their mouths closed, impervious to any bombs you throw at them. Like they will not accept it. And then after the 4th movement, they start opening their mouths again. So you have to wait for that to finish. We just got the Pegasus boots, by the way, so we can go fast now.
It didn't blow up, apparently.
Oh, whoops. Yeah, that sucks. Frustrating when that happens. Oh well.
Yeah. Oh well.
Yeah, so now you have the green bomb-bombs, which basically you slash them and they take down.
Oh my god. Grab this.
Ooh, that was sick, actually. That was like an impossible angle that worked at.
Yeah, I don't know how that worked. That room's really annoying.
Alright, so now we're gonna go grab the 300 rupees that you can only grab after you've gotten the boots because of those obstacles right there. So these 300 rupees actually are, I mean, it's not required to get them, but they are actually the fastest rupees to get in the run because you need at least 300 for the Frog Song of Soul later, because we need to learn that. And then after the 300, we continue getting keys. This dungeon is all about keys, by the way. This place is literally called Key Cavern in English.
Yeah, it has 9 keys in it.
Yeah. It's actually a pretty interestingly designed dungeon. So in the middle of the dungeon proper, you have this section that you'll see in just a minute with just like keys that lead to like they kind of, I don't know, rotate around like a center pillar, and they're key blocks that you need to unlock. So you need a certain amount of keys to reach that point. And see, we have 4 keys right now. And we're going to use all of them right here in the center portion.
Yeah. fight that guy. He's just angry, chilling, like no reason.
Alright, so now we have Slime Eye, or Gigazole as the game calls it. So you slash this middle eye 4 times and then dash through the middle. And then they'll split apart and you gotta kill them each individually.
No. Alright, fine.
Oh, that was actually really well handled.
This is the last heart container I'm gonna pick up. Run. Hopefully. My PB actually gets the 7th heart from Angler, which is the last boss we fight. Because it was low on hearts.
Yeah, that is a good thing about the run. Because, yeah, you always have the option to pick up an extra one if you want to. Alright, so now there's going to be a bunch of overworld travel from here until Dungeon 4, because there's a lot of stuff we need to do before Dungeon 4. First and foremost, in order to initiate the part of the game that allows Marin to be on the beach, we need to actually go talk to the walrus.
So we have to go all the way over to Animal Village.
Yeah, so and it's the walrus we need to wake up to actually like access the desert. Like walrus is essentially the Snorlax of this game, if you will. We need to actually wake it up with the Pokeflute, aka the Ocarina, or not the Ocarina, but Marin. Marin will wake it up with her singing. But we need to have Marin in the first place. In order to initiate that side quest that allows us to go get Marin, we need to actually talk to the walrus, because it sets the flag that allows us to do that. And then after that, we're going to get the Ocarina.
The walrus says he wants Marin. Streaming about Marin.
Could I get a quick donation in really quick?
Yeah, sure.
We crossed the 500 mark with a $20 donation from Gartog.
Let's
saying, good luck on the run. We all know you are eager to get to the anime.
It's a running gag that I don't care very much for anime. Ending cutscene of the game is anime style.
Oh, sheesh, it's a running gag.
Speaking of anime,
no problem. Sorry.
I was gonna say, speaking of anime, shoutouts to Inception.
Oh yeah.
That's anime, right?
The dream within the dream. It's definitely anime.
Yeah, so the original actually came out before Inception.
Yeah, so Inception is a ripoff of Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening.
Yeah, let it be known. Let it be known here. Alright, so now that we've got the Ocarina.
No.
Oh, that dash is super hard. The apple.
The apple.
That dash is super hard to get cleanly all the way through.
Oh.
And that's another good feature as well. If you dash like on the edge of a bush, you'll just bonk on the bush. You won't dash through it.
Yeah.
Or run past it.
It won't even break the bush.
Like you would
Still
if
there.
you were like 1 pixel to the left or to the right, or equivalent of pixel. You know what I mean? Alright, so here we have a nice little date with Marin on the beach, which ends in a very amusing way, actually, if you haven't seen this. But yeah, essentially what's going to happen from here is we're going to rush back over to the Walrus. We're going to take the warp by Martha's Bay and go back to Animal Village and have Marin sing to wake up the Walrus, and then we're going to fight Landmola. And there it is, the holding up Marin with her head, yep. So the Landmola...
Yeah, so we're gonna come up in the Landmola fight here in the desert. This is definitely a lot harder than it is in LADX. Very finicky in this version, but we can use bomb arrows to hit him pretty easily. Bombs have like a huge radius that they hit. They can hit him even after he's gone back underground. Of how big the hitbox is. It's a sphere. So the goal here is going to be a fast 2-cycle, kill him just as he comes out of the ground the second time. But it really depends on what RNG he gets.
Yeah, it can be made a lot easier or harder depending on where he spawns and also where he flies to. It is possible to 1-cycle, but it's not easy, and it's generally okay to get a 2-cycle in this fight.
I don't know if 2 of those hit him. We'll see what happens. Okay. That was a good fight.
I think it was 3.
That's kind of what I was saying. Like, the bombs will just, like, hit inexplicably because of how big the hitbox is. Normally, like, Landmola's hitbox is only his head. You have to hit his head. But
yeah, it's like arguably at times like not even really better to try for a 1-cycle because it generally involves damage boosting off of your own bomb arrow. So yeah, and you need health for a skip that's upcoming in D4, and you don't really want to rely on hard drops. So it's yeah, it's quite risky actually to go for it. Hey, enjoy the music here, by the way.
yeah, that was a good fight. He spawned like near the exit. On the Ballad of the Windfish, which we'll play 2 times in the whole.
Oh yeah, you do only play it 2 times, don't you?
We also only play the Frog Song twice.
So from here, we are gonna go unlock Dungeon 4 now that we have the key. Make sure to unlock it first. Nobody's ever forgotten to do that.
Definitely not.
I assure you.
Could I sneak in a really big donation that just came in?
Yeah.
Sure. Absolutely.
I apologize. I know, but
No, you're
$100 from Schnorks.
Yo.
Love SpeedDocs, one of my favorite speedrunning channels. Love Link's Awakening too, my favorite Zelda game. And the Switch remake is so good. Had to donate when I wandered in and saw it being run. Keep up the good work, guys. Thank you so much to Schnorks. Hope I'm saying that right. I don't know how I could be saying it wrong, but thank you so much. That gets us to $600 dues. And I did look it up. That puts us on a really good pace. Donation-wise, we're on pace with Launch Party. So keep up those donations, keep getting them in. And we did get that Harry Potter run, by the way. So there will be a bonus Harry Potter run tomorrow.
Yo, thank you so much.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Game is really good.
Yep, these games definitely hold a special place in my heart as well. Alright, so entering Dungeon 4, where, so we've mentioned this, this rather large skip that we do in Dungeon 4. So this is not a glitch, trust me. Or at least we didn't rule this to be a glitch, because it really doesn't involve anything glitchy. It's just like an abuse of mechanics. So you see that cross room, like that cross hole room that we passed through there? We're gonna use we're gonna throw a bomb essentially like over an invisible barrier. Okay. Alright, yeah, piece of power is it might make the setup a little bit more difficult.
Yeah, I'm just gonna auto load to get rid of it.
That's not a bad idea at all, actually. Smart play. Yeah, so this is a very movement-based skip, and yeah, you definitely want to know exactly like how fast you're going to be moving here. So, but yeah, what Glan's going to do is throw a bomb, like angle himself very precisely, throw a bomb onto the invisible barrier on top of that block, and then do a setup like this.
Which didn't work for some reason. Alright. This is unusual. Alright.
Yeah, there you go. Nice.
Oh. I'm just gonna load my save again.
What an absolute bully.
Actually, I have a save there after opening the block. I don't know. We'll figure this one out. I might not get the piece of power in D5.
I'm not sure it would make a difference, actually, in kill count.
Please, just leave me alone so I can jump without killing you.
These guys are like a comedy routine.
Alright, this is kind of a disaster now, but...
Yeah, that trick is hard to pull off, and this, especially doing it twice as well, with the enemies being brewed later.
Uh-oh. Pretty flashy quick kill. Oh, I messed up and lost it.
All right, so now we're gonna leave Dungeon 4, because if we finish Dungeon 4 now, we'll get a side quest that takes a long time, with the ghost. You know, the ghost makes you, yeah, it makes you take him to the beach, the house on the beach. So we come back and finish D4 later.
Thanks for the frogs, by the way. I appreciate it. We just got Manbo's Mambo, which is very, very, very improved from the original game. In the original game, it warps you to Anbo's Pond. This game lets you warp to any of the warp points, of which there are a lot more.
Yeah, it's a massive quality of life improvement.
Okay, cool. So as far as the warp points go, the ones that you see there on like the gray pedestal, those are the only 4 that were in the original. And all the other ones that are like on the ground were added in this version. So really, really a large quality of life upgrade there.
Oh yeah, so a little bit of a routing optimization here. So we're actually getting the Southern Fate Shrine key, like for Dungeon 6 before doing Dungeon 5, and the reason for this is there are actually 2 reasons for this. One is for easier piece of power routing, and piece of power is fairly important for Dungeon 5 boss for Slime Meal, and also because there's a rabbit in Animal Village that actually just kind of lives on the path after you finish Dungeon 5 that's not there before you finish Dungeon 5. So yeah, it's that saves like legitimately frames. But the piece of power will save more than just frames if we get it in the right spot.
That was Armos Knight quickly taken care of with a few arrows and spins.
Yeah, killing him nicely at the bottom of the room too to Oh, actually, I guess it really doesn't matter because yeah, you just mambo out.
It doesn't really matter where you kill him.
Yeah.
Just I like doing it that way.
Fair enough. Whatever works. Yeah, the arrow shots are actually really weirdly timed there to not like clink off of the shield, I guess. Like I don't really know what's going on, but
he
there's
just
like a certain
is
timing.
vulnerable at very weird time.
Yeah, it's weird. I've never really made sense of it. I've just kind of memorized the timing, but like it is strange. So yeah, Dungeon 5.
The worst room in the game here.
Pretty much. Alright, didn't end up that bad. Just one key kind of flew away from you a little bit.
Yeah.
Do you think you're still on track for piece of power?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
It's gonna be a little tight, but I think I can.
If you need me to be quiet, let you count, let me know.
No, I'm fine.
Okay, cool. So yeah, Slimeal is the boss of this dungeon, and if it usually takes at least 2 cycles to kill without piece of power, but you can 1 cycle it with piece of power. So it's both faster and also takes a lot of RNG out of the fight because, well, 1 cycle is just better and doesn't allow Slimeal to like fake you out or like have any sort of like fake Slimeals come out at you, which can happen if you get at least a couple of hits on the first cycle. And yeah, the fight can actually take a long time. Not to mention, like, sometimes pulling him out of his hole can just be like literally inaccessible.
Yeah.
So yeah, piece of power is very useful. And piece of power is actually its drop is not random. It's determined by kill count. So what it is it's 32 every 32 kills plus the amount of heart containers that you have equals the amount of kills it'll drop, like on and sorry, I don't know the right term for this, but like basically every 38 kills in Glan's case, piece of power will drop. And piece of power does a couple of things. It increases your movement speed, which you saw in Candleline Castle. It doubles your sword's power and also increases knockback. The latter doesn't really matter as much, but the first 2 actually do matter. But yeah, That's why it's important for Slime Meal, and that's why it's nice to have on Slime Meal for sure.
Yeah, and even the movement speed is really important on to be able to grab him.
Alright, so this fight, by the way, Master Stalthos, you fight this guy 4 times. And it's pretty much the same exact fight each time. You place a bomb, knock him down, place a bomb, knock him down, place a bomb, knock him down, rinse, repeat 4 times. It takes 3 hits each time. But you might be wondering, why aren't you firing bomb arrows? So 2 reasons for that. One is because equipping bomb arrows is actually slower, like each and every time you enter that fight. 2 is because we want to save as many arrows as possible. So we just like, yeah, we just don't. We just keep feather and bombs equipped throughout this whole section.
And that's the last fight, and he drops a hookshot. Kind of the gimmick in this dungeon is there's a chest after the first fight. If you open it, there's like a note inside that says, "Ha, I took the treasure that was in the chest, come find me." Eventually, he drops the hookshot after you kill him.
Yeah, he makes it really inconvenient, doesn't it? Like, to think the hookshot could just be in that chest, like the dungeon would be so much faster. This run would be we'd be like we'd be so much faster in this game, in this category rather. However, any percent and no Hinox Warp would suffer for it.
Yes.
Because any percent actually does a glitch in the room that drops the hookshot that actually uses the hookshot and like catapults Link up onto the walls of the dungeon, which is great, and it's the best skip in the game.
It's very silly looking, and it skips fighting Slime Meal, so it's automatically the best skip in the game. Followed closely by skipping Bow Wow. Alright, should be good to get a piece of power in very close. I'm gonna do another trick here, which is a little skip. I'm gonna make use of the same kind of tech that was used bomb jump, which is getting a scooting. So normally when you walk, you're walked to 8 directions. But when you're jumping, you're not.
Yeah, nice PvP drop.
Oh, this is... So you can get a slightly off diagonal angle there and hookshot onto that block, which normally you can't. And in fact, they actually added an extra block there in the original game to block diagonal shooting.
Yep. Also not a glitch, by the way.
Yeah, you literally jump.
Yeah, skewing is just part of natural movement, so like we can't really ban that, honestly.
This could be bad. I might run out of it because I took a long time to get that. And I only have 1 heart, and everything that this boss does is 1 heart.
I think you should be fine.
Oh no!
What?
Very sketchy. Alright, good enough.
Alright.
Marathon
I
luck.
was really surprised that that first hookshot didn't pull him. Like,
It's still a little bit too late.
yeah, it looked fine though.
Don't need that heart container right away. Final one. Nothing
Yeah,
can go
skip.
wrong. Absolutely nothing can go wrong. I'm definitely not gonna have a bomb dropped on my head.
Yeah, so the good thing about this game, by the way, we can afford to leave dungeons with really low health sometimes because this game really loves to, for lack of better terminology, shove hearts down your throat when you are low on health, when you're in pinch health like this. Tiles, like grass tiles, bush tiles, etc., have a 70% heart spawn rate when you are low on health.
When you're like a beeping... Just gonna... There. I'm fine. Also, every mini-boss always drops a fairy. It's another great way to get health back. See, I'm definitely not gonna get a bomb dropped on my head. It's not a thing that happens in this game.
Yeah, I didn't see it.
So, we're going into D6. D6 is another one of the hardest dungeons to run. A lot of rooms in this dungeon that can go wrong if you mess up even slightly. They're totally off the rules. A lot of opportunities for dying here.
Yeah, there are quite a few. Like we have the what I call the scattershot room, the anti-fairy and the 2 wizrobes, where Glan will be attempting to shoot the anti-fairy in the room and kill both the wizrobes simultaneously. As well as let's see, we have the Smasher fight, where you have the opportunity to grab the ball first, like before Smasher can pick it up, but it's really tight to do. What else? We have the Dodongo Snakes fight. The Dodongo Snakes make their triumphant return.
Yeah, there's the wizrobe lineup room. It's up pretty easy. The 4 diagonal wizard.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it can be easy to fire bomb arrows too early there, or just be slightly off with position.
Okay. So I already got the main item of the level 2 bracelet, like really early on. The rest is just getting the big keys.
Yeah,
But this
first
is
thing you
still
do
like
here-
one of the longest dungeons, if not the longest. Has multiple tile rooms. The Zelda staple that nobody wants.
the Zelda staple, the tile room. Yep, Link to the Past has one of these too, and it's actually a lot longer Link to the Past as well.
It's slightly more threatening than... So I'm coming up in the Smasher fight here. How the fight goes is he picks up a ball and throws it at you, and you have to do the same to him. And if... Great, you can grab the ball first. Oh. That's unfortunate.
Oh, that weird ricochet. Yeah, so I guess when you throw the ball at Smasher, and it hits him, it can go in like one of 5 different directions, just like seemingly randomly. And if it goes straight sideways, Smasher can just like sneaky pick it up, and it's weird. It's weird how the angles work on that fight.
And we killed him and then like backtrack to unlock the warp. Actually a little bit faster to get the warp. Load after this key. Take the warp again.
Yeah, this drought saves like 1 second or something. It's pretty tight.
Yeah, like you don't have to do the tile room again, the door stays permanently open, which is another really nice quality of life thing in this game. It's like not in any other Zelda game. that in rooms where you have to like do something to open a door, the door just permanently stays open after you do it once. So here's another tile room. I know everybody was just dying to have another tile room.
Yeah, of course. What's this one shaped like?
Kind of weird face.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is a face, yeah. Fitting.
Face shrine.
Walking diagonally over those holes is just a little optimization. Yeah, because like you have the potential, I guess, to save.
Basically, the 4 frames of jumping away.
Yeah, to lose less than 4 frames by just walking diagonally as opposed to jumping. Hey, here we go. Here's Battle of the Windfish usage number 1. Give it up for number 1.
Here's the Dodongo refight, back and even worse than before. Oh, this is good RNG though. One left. Now, I never actually noticed that they literally move their mouths closed until they can eat. Yeah, it's unique then. I don't know what's happening anymore.
You're fine. That actually ended up being an okay fight.
This is another just amazing puzzle. You have to throw the pot at this chest. And the only way you're supposed to know that is by asking that owl statue right behind the chest. That's it. Or just doing it by accident. Pretty terrific game design.
I mean, at least they fixed horse heads.
Yes, at least they fixed horse heads. Oh, okay. This room's hard. I don't know why I'm in. Coming up on Facade now. If anybody like remembers or has seen like LADX Speed Run, Facade is a complete joke in that, but in this game is actually very interesting. Since I guess since we can shoot bomb arrows diagonally in this version. Not sure exactly what allows us to do that in this version, but basically what we're gonna do is use bomb arrows and shoot these tiles as they fly over top of them. Except for these couple hits, since he's always in the center, we're just gonna play a bomb and save a couple arrows. But otherwise, shoot the tiles, explosion hits him, that explosion didn't hit him. I'm losing a lot of time. What? That...
Oh, it hit the wall. It just missed the pot. The wall.
Alright, I'm not gonna use any more arrows here. I'm pretty consistent with that fight. It's unfortunate.
Yeah, just like one very slight misstep on that fight can result in just everything kind of going haywire.
Yeah, and I got some weird spawns. So.
But congratulations, you killed Face from Nick Jr.
Face in the floor. Lots of games have the face in the wall. This game has the face in the floor. Now, after another owl cutscene, we're gonna come up on probably the most difficult overworld section in the entire game, which is the sign maze. It's very hectic, has a lot of enemies and stuff. Very hard to do cleanly. The funny thing, I'm actually gonna read the signs from the side, or not too high. The gimmick here is that each sign like tells you the direction of the next sign to read, and if you read any incorrect sign, then you have to start over. Obviously it's like completely fixed, so I know exactly where I'm going. That's not cool, dude. That's really not cool. Please stop jumping into me.
Oh, jerk. Yeah, one neat thing about reading these signs from the side too that I've noticed, like this is actually kind of a recent development that I think like you actually kind of sort of found / started implementing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like this is your find. But yeah, like reading these signs from the side, like you'll notice that Link will like walk to a certain position after reading the sign, like on his own. That's automated. So when that happens, it just kind of like sets up well for the next sign. Like it reduces the amount of total walking distance even more by having him walk to a position that's a little bit higher sometimes.
Yeah, can I get some more frogs in the chat?
More frogs. More frogs. All the frogs you can.
This is what we needed the 300 rupees for.
I completely screwed that up.
Okay, so we get the Frog Song of Soul, which has the power to bring things to life. It's such a jam that you just have to come to life to dance to it.
Yeah, I like to think of it as we perform necromancy.
That's
on the
also
rooster here.
acceptable. This is literally the only use of the level 2 bracelet outside of Dungeon 6. Needed to push the statue. Somehow, just the skull of the rooster is gonna turn into the rooster. It's that powerful.
It's the power of the song. Yep. Alright, so from here, we're gonna head up to Telltale Heights, where we're actually gonna put this Easter to the use it's intended for, which is getting the Dungeon 7 key.
Nice movement there, But first, you have to listen to the owl again. Bonk counter. I don't even want to.
Yeah, so coming up after this series of tunnels that lead to the top of Telltale Heights, there's a room with a very large gap that we need this rooster to fly over. So upon picking up the rooster, it actually like kind of carries you, like it makes you float essentially. And you can float over.
That was not.
You can float over endless gaps.
But before that, there's gonna be kind of a scary jump. It saves about a second and a half.
Yeah, it's just got kind of a weird angle. Or it's either the angle or you need to input a little bit later for the sideways input. Here we
You
go.
can't do it too early or you'll like go below that rock. If I had failed that jump, I would fall exactly where I'm about to fall right now. So it would be a really big time loss. It's the silent run killer. At this point, it's just going through a bunch of caves to dungeons, so you could probably read some more donations.
CJ had to step away for a minute. We currently don't have any new donations.
Oh, okay.
But don't forget, everybody, we are raising money for Save the Children. Right? It's a charity that provides education and supplies and things like that to kids in need all around the world. So please consider donating to the cause. We really, really appreciate it. And thank you for watching.
Yeah, very good cause. Definitely worth donating.
Yeah, for sure. Alright, so we're almost at Dungeon 7. But you will notice that Glan did dig up that portal, because we're going to need to split Dungeon 7 and come back later. Reason being, so completing Dungeon 7 sets a flag, which makes a cutscene happen between Dungeon 7 and Dungeon 8, which is otherwise unavoidable in this category. The cutscene takes so long. That's the cutscene where you save Marin, like on the bridge. The cutscene is so long that it's actually faster to split Dungeon 7 into 2 portions and can come back and complete it after Dungeon 8. It's a long cutscene.
Okay. That was some of the worst RNG I've ever seen in this. Dungeon 7, this is probably the one that's the most confusing for people casually. Very convoluted and has a lot of, I guess, just like red herring rooms. Like most of the dungeon is actually doesn't serve any purpose. It's just a distraction. The main thing we have to do here is use the ball, carry it around the dungeon, smash these 4 pillars. This is actually one of my favorite dungeons. It's kind of just a lot of tight movement. Nothing super fancy, but it feels really fast. I know everyone was disappointed when we left Dungeon 6, but there's another tile room, don't worry. This one's even more interesting. Just stand here with a shield for like 20 seconds.
I just realized this tile room is shaped like a titan or something, like a person.
Kinda, yeah.
Kind of. I can see
I'm
it.
just gonna bomb you from down any. So there's a lot of little optimizations. Like there, I threw it partly against the block, so it didn't go all the way up. I could grab it again faster, throwing diagonally at the wall there, so it doesn't like, recoil as far away. It also very generously gives that 3 heart refill twice. You're always going to be good on health, lady. The level 2 bracelet only had 1 use outside of D6, but the mirror shield here literally has only 1 use in the entire game.
Which you can skip if it's not glitchless.
Yeah. Actually, it kind of has another use. The only thing that can block the feathers from each. But
oh, it also blocks the BMOS beams too.
yeah, yeah. Only one required use.
Alright, here we have Sans Undertale playing a sick Megalovania remix. And it's done. Bravo, Sans.
Bravo. Not as hard as he is in Undertale.
No hit Sans.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm done. Sorry.
So we kind of go out of the way there to get that to unlock the warp. We're gonna take the warp back on the revisit. These enemies, you need to hit them all in the same suit. They all die. They're little assholes.
Yeah, that first couple. That first couple. By the way, I'm pretty sure that's their name in the code as well. The game. What you called that?
Internally they're called Enemy Vegas.
Are they actually?
Yes.
That's way more funny than it should be.
Alright, so after hitting the 4 pillars, the tower collapses, so that basically moves what's originally the 4th floor of the dungeon down to the middle of the 3rd floor and lets you actually hit it. Which I'm not going to do, I'm just going to do a little trick to not fall down that hole. If you have to jump at the edge and hold diagonally. Otherwise that hole makes you drop down to a cave near D4 and you can't get back up.
We'll be falling down that hole later.
After the revisit. First we have to go to D8. So if we had beaten D7, Marin would be stranded on this bridge, and we have to rescue her and watch a long cutscene where she almost professes her love for Link. But that's not gonna happen. Poor Marin.
Yeah, Marin gets screwed in every Link's Awakening speedrun. It's actually kind of nuts. Except for one where she actually like survives and becomes a seagull.
Which one's that? This is probably the worst section in the entire game.
The only category that I've ever run that does it is 100% no restrictions in Link's Awakening DX.
Yeah. Oh, cool.
Which you technically never die.
Oh yeah.
Oh, like, please.
So you got a pretty swag shield dash into the fire. There's the one use the shield. So we used the frog song here to wake up Turtle Rock, who was guarding the entrance to Turtle Rock. This is kind of an interesting fight. First you have to use 3 bomb arrows to break his rock shell, and then almost die. That's part of the fight. That was definitely intentional.
Up there goes the rooster.
Oh yeah, sometimes the rooster likes to sit on Turtle Rock, having some fun.
He's doing something there now. Like, okay, he's just trying to get to Link. God, he was having a blast.
So Dungeon 8 is another fairly difficult dungeon. May I wonder why I killed the fire there. That's to open the door that we're going to go through later. It's faster to kill him there just because it saves a menu to equip powder during the Turtle Rock fight. That's the only reason.
Yeah, there's also a strat from the entrance of the room that allows you to kill Vire immediately without having him charge at you. So instead of doing that, you sprinkle powder like on the projectile that he fires, like as he's firing it, and it just kills him.
Yeah. Can't like dodge the powder while he's attacking. So these the Roombas that fill in the tiles that are surprisingly annoying to control.
Yeah, they're like actual Roombas, actually.
What? I didn't get to that P in time to kill it. We're gonna make a slight detour here to fill up on arrows. There's 2 10 arrow pickups in this dungeon. Very, very welcome. Actually, I think there's more than that, but only these 2 are close by. Can you jump, Link? Cute little optimization there. If Vimos hits you while you're pushing, it cancels the pushing animation, so you open the chest a little bit faster. And here I'm gonna hopefully use another skew. Okay, well, that was slow, but you can do it faster than that and save a little time over walking around the torch.
Alright, now we have the best fight.
That's a sentence.
We are literally going to bring a knife to a boxing match here.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea is to have Plano. Yeah. Oh, that's what you mean by broken. But yeah, the idea is to have him aggro you or attack you, and then try and stomach him for a bit there.
And usually, if you like go up a little bit into that alcove, you just charge at the wall, but not always.
Yeah, he really was broken there.
And that sunlock is very hard to do. You have very little time to slash again before he turns around. Got another really hard fight coming up here, though.
Yeah, this fight's nearly impossible.
Got it.
That's what you get, Hinox. That's what you get for all those 90% runs you killed. But yeah, that Hinox, we actually we do something called the Hinox warp in 90%. Hinox warping is bad. It's when you take damage and get grabbed by a Hinox in the same frame, and basically you fly through time and space because something goes awry somewhere in like the handling of flags, I think it is, and
Yeah.
it just it results in, if you do it right, if you do it with a specific setup, it results in you being flung straight to the instrument room of the dungeon. And this dungeon ideally takes like 34 seconds.
Yeah.
Takes a bit longer in Glitchless, just a bit.
It's more than 6 minutes longer. Cue ball 2, shoot 5 arrows. Generally always grab that fairy. Kind of the last convenient one. Up here, after we fill in the hole, get the nightmare key. gonna reload back again to the entrance and make our way to the boss. This is another boss that's kind of trolly with the RNG. He can be a bit awful.
Yeah, Hothead is pretty bad. It's not really because of Hothead though. It's because the magic rod is severely nerfed from the original game. Yeah, the magic rod both fires way slower. The bullets themselves are slower. And yeah, it's just a bad item in this game. I don't know what else to say.
Hothead's pretty annoying.
So yeah, we need 5 hits on the first cycle to have him move on to the second cycle, or phase rather. Sorry. We need 5 hits on the first phase to move on to the second phase, and then 3 hits on the second phase will kill. And generally on the second phase, yeah. Generally on the second phase, yeah, you'll see runners like stand on that tile right there and fire to the left.
Yeah.
Nice diagonal hit though.
I don't think the diagonal will hit actually.
Sometimes it just doesn't hit, and like I'm not listening to game audio right now, so like I probably would have been able to tell otherwise.
Hothead is kind of very nerfed from the original game, because like when he splashes in the lava, that does 3 hearts of damage in the original, and here it does half a heart.
Yeah, it does 4, I think actually.
It do 4?
In the original, yeah, it's 4.
It's a lot of damage. Although in the original you just press the magic rod several times. Dead.
His mechanics are super weird in the original, like they're really weird. Like just if you hit him, for instance, if you hit him while he's not moving, you don't do any damage to him. If you hit him while he's outside a certain box, like that is not dictated in any way, shape, or form to the player, he doesn't do any damage. Or he doesn't take any damage. It's just strange. I don't know why they did it like that.
So all that's left right now is to finish these 2 dungeons that we left for later. Starting with D7. Got yet another boss with a lot of RNG. To the Eagle. Eagle has 5 different things that he can do on each cycle. One of which does not allow you to hit in any shape or form. Sans is back to get his revenge.
Hey, he's not playing any music this time. That's how you know he's serious. But yeah, this fight can be quite annoying. So let's hope for the best.
It was bad.
You have quite a few arrows though.
Yeah. Oops. Okay. Possible to cancel that attack if you go down the ladder.
Yeah, it's nice if Eagle approaches you from the right side. You can actually get 2 hits on him, because for whatever reason, in side-scrolling sections, it works the opposite as it does in other sections, like overhead sections. If Eagle's to Link's right, it actually double hits if you spin slash, as opposed to the lats in the overworld.
You got the Poseidon Orgle. This is how big organs are, right?
So I've got a fun fact for you, actually.
So
this is the Poseidon organ, right? And then the last instrument that we get in the run is the Neptune Harp. In German, like literally translated, Poseidon and Neptune are the same god, just one is Greek and one is Roman.
Albatross.
The Teufel Saddler is what Eagle's name is in German, I think.
Something like that. Back to Dungeon 4. Still have to get the Nightmare Key here since we didn't first trip. This is another kind of side effect of the map. It's not obvious what the primarily for, but we already know the solution to this puzzle as well. And not only do I have the fastest egg path, I also have the fastest solution to the puzzle. That's pretty terrific. Normally, you're supposed to be told that what? The solution to that in the room below the flippers. I think that's the first time I've ever missed that jump my entire time speedrunning the game.
Yeah, that looked really weird. Looked like you should have made that.
Nice jump. This jump is hard.
So we can actually get double hits on this boss as well with spin slashers, but in order for that to happen, we need to actually be facing straight towards the boss.
Yeah, and usually kind of like either you're moving towards it or it's moving slightly. Mine makes the double hits a lot more. It's not. Oh well, that's fine.
Alright, so now we're gonna go collect our last instrument. And we're gonna head up to the egg and play all of them. And crack open the egg. So let's go.
The greatest one-man band in history.
I'm very sorry, I forgot to do the dramatic reading of the Dungeon 4 boss.
It's okay.
Blubber blubber. Fodder. Blubber blubber. Piranha killer. There we go. I did it. A little late, but I did it.
Good enough. I forgot to menu. I want that heart.
Yeah, so on the final boss, there is a damage boost strat on the Ganon phase, which actually like really speeds up the fight, because otherwise you have to wait a long while for the fire keys to fly at you and for Ganon to throw his trident. Like it legitimately saves like 15-20 seconds or something to get this quick
I don't
kill,
even
so-
know how to play it otherwise.
Yeah, it's hard. But yeah, we wanna dash into Ganon like really soon after Trident actually spawns, and doing so takes at least a heart of damage. So yeah, Glan wants to have pretty much as much health as possible, or as is reasonable going into this fight.
Get a Another one. Owl cutscene.
It's the last we see of him, at least until immediately after the run ends.
Yes.
But he doesn't cost any time at that point, so it's fine.
I already know what the path is here. Very fast path.
Yeah, fast as possible, I'm pretty sure. Because like paths like this have to have at least one right and one left.
Yeah, and
And
otherwise
all routes are up.
the up is faster because it's less distance. Not sure if these rooms are actually like wider than they are.
Alright, here we go. So phase 1, just sprinkle powder on top of the on the blob when it spawns. First spawn is always directly up top, and every other spawn can be wherever.
1 of 8.
Just react to it. Yeah, 1 of 8 spawns.
It's not. Never mind. That's what I get for saying something. Alright, so the second phase we have Aghanim, which he likes to waste your time randomly. After the first shot, each shot is a 50-50 chance of being reflectable or not, or like a blue ball like that. And he can't do more than 3 in a row of the same, which means the minimum number of blue balls you can get is 1. He takes
And
4 hits.
yeah, and the maximum is 9 that you can get.
This is not good. Taking a lot of damage. Also, this is a lot of blue balls. So next is the Moldorm phase. We can stun lock Moldorm with well-timed spins. After this is the cannon phase, hopefully.
Yeah, that's fine.
I don't know where he's coming from. That phase is very much buffed from the original game, where you only have to hit it once.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to move either. You just kill her immediately.
Alright, here you can get 2 per cycle. Technically get 3, but it's really hard, and I don't really know how to do it.
Yeah, it's 10 total, so 5 cycles optimally.
And he's dead.
There you go.
Time is going to be coming up pretty soon.
GG.
Thank you. Be after I get to the top of the stairs. Time.
GG. Yeah, good run.
Yeah, it was a decent run other than the bomb jump. That was a complete nightmare, but
You handled it well, though, and saved the piece of power count as well.
yeah.
Well, hot damn. That was one really cool run.
It is a cool run, for sure.
Yeah.
If y'all want to learn this run, we have a Discord
Yeah.
as well.
We have a tournament coming up soon, if that
Yeah, we
interests
do.
you.
Tournament with this category. Yeah, Glitchless is fun. Glitchless is good. The glitch categories are fun too.
Glitchless is also pretty easy to get into, and is a really low barrier to entry. I think.
Yeah,
Was the owl a space whale the whole time? I'm
not necessarily. The owl is the guardian of the windfish, as far as I understand.
Oh, I got it.
But yeah, it's meant to guide you towards waking the windfish, and then the windfish just kind of appears at the end.
Played a very pivotal role. Game. Alright, Marin's dying right now. Bye, Marin. If we got a little bit of extra time, do you mind if I show kind of Easter egg thing?
Sure. Yeah, a few minutes.
All right.
I'm excited.
So there's still a little Easter egg. You can kind of get some cool music to play if you put in certain file names. As far as I know, there's 3 of them. I know this one is in the original game, but I don't know if the other 2 are. Put in Tota Keke.
This is my favorite one.
I don't remember the lore on this song. Thing to do with one of the components of the game.
That is correct, yeah. And I think for each of the games that they compose for, they like to hide this theme in somewhere, like this particular like phrase. They like to just hide it somewhere. In the original, actually, if you stay in Richard's Villa, I think it might actually be in the remake too. But if you stay in Richard's Villa for long enough, you'll hear this theme.
Oh yeah. There, it takes quite a while to appear. 2 minutes. Also, Zelda. I like this. Like mariachis.
Also, yeah, getting back to Tota Keke, if y'all know KK Slider from Animal Crossing, yeah, that's named after Totaka.
It is. That's cool. All right, and there's one more. Cavern. It's like chill vibes ballad.
I actually did not know about that one, believe it or not.
Didn't?
No, I didn't know about the Marin Easter egg. That's neat.
Elevator Marin song? Alright, well I guess wrap it up then.
All right.
Thanks
Well,
for
thank you.
having me. Hope everyone enjoyed the run. If you're interested in this game, I would join the Discord. It's a really fun game to run.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Glan and TGH, for the great commentary. We are going to take a quick pause for the cause, pay the bills, keep the lights on. You're going to see a little bumper for SDAT. When we come back, we'll be in intermission getting set for the next run. Stay tuned.